She thought being chosen was the hardest part. She was wrong, because now everyone is watching, and something inside her is starting to wake up. The path to the barracks was quieter than I expected. No cheering, no celebration, just footsteps, and the distant sound of dragons shifting in their stables. The academy felt different now. Not like a place we had arrived at, but a place we now belonged to. The rider barracks stood along the edge of the training grounds, long stone structures, built beside massive open-air stables. Each space was paired, one side for the rider, one for the dragon, connected, always. I slowed as we approached, taking it in. Large archways opened into individual stable sections, each one reinforced with enchanted stone, wide enough for dragons to move, but structured enough to contain them. Inside, simple living spaces, a narrow bed, a wooden chest at its base, hooks along the wall for gear. Nothing extravagant, just enough. "This is it?" someone muttered behind me. "It's a training academy, not a palace," another replied. I stepped inside one of the open spaces, running my fingers lightly along the stone wall. It felt steady, grounding, like it had been here a long time. Then I felt it. A pull, stronger than before. "Nyra." Vaelryn's voice echoed in my mind. "Come." I followed it, past several occupied stables, past dragons already settling in, until I reached the far end, and stopped. The largest stable stood there, open, elevated slightly above the others, and facing outward, overlooking the entire training grounds, the arena, even the distant mountains beyond. "This one?" I whispered. A low, satisfied rumble answered me. "Yes." I stepped inside slowly. The air felt different here, quieter, more aware. Then Vaelryn entered. The space seemed to shift around him like it had been made for him all along. His wings folded neatly. His violet eyes flickered once, then settled on me. "This will be ours." "Hey." The voice cut through the moment. I turned. The boy from earlier, Dane. He stood at the entrance, arms crossed. "This was mine," he said flatly. I blinked. "I didn't choose it." He let out a quiet breath, frustrated. "Yeah, I know." Behind him, his dragon shifted. A deep blue creature, restless, alert. Its gaze moved from me to Vaelryn, and everything changed. The tension left its body almost instantly. It lowered its head slightly, stepping back, yielding. Dane noticed. "You've got to be kidding me," he muttered. He looked at his dragon, then back at Vaelryn. "You're giving it up." The dragon didn't move, didn't argue, just accepted it. Dane ran a hand through his hair, frustration clear, but contained. "Fine," he said after a moment. He looked at me again. "Enjoy it." A pause. "For now." Then he turned and walked away. I stood there, unsure what to say. "I didn't mean for that to happen," I murmured. Vaelryn's voice was calm, certain. "It was not your doing. Dragons recognize what they must." That didn't make me feel better. I moved toward the small living space beside the stable. The bed was simple, firm. The wooden chest creaked slightly as I opened it. Inside, folded uniforms, basic supplies, everything we would need. Nothing more. "This is where we sleep?" a girl nearby asked. "Next to them?" another added. A boy laughed nervously. "Guess we'll get used to it." I glanced back at Vaelryn. He was watching me, not intensely, just present. "You are not separate from me," he said. "It is only right that we remain close." I nodded slowly. "It's just new," I admitted. A soft rumble answered me. "Everything is." Voices filled the space as more riders settled in. "You saw that chaos dragon earlier?" "Yeah, no way that was normal." "Did you feel that pressure?" "I thought it was going to attack." "It almost did," someone whispered. I stayed quiet, listening. Dane's voice cut through the others. "She stepped toward it," he said. Silence followed. "What?" "She didn't run," he he continued. She moved closer. A few heads turned toward me. I looked down slightly. I didn't think, I said quietly. That's one way to die, someone muttered. A few uneasy laughs followed. Dane didn't laugh. He just watched me, like he was trying to figure something out. The noise faded as the sun dipped lower. One by one, voices quieted. Dragons settled. The academy shifted into stillness. I sat on the edge of my bed, listening, not with my ears, with something else. Vaelryn's presence was constant, steady, grounding. But beyond him, there was more, faint, distant, like echoes. Do you feel that? I whispered. A pause. Yes, Vaelryn said. His tone had changed. More serious now. Do not reach for it. My chest tightened. Why? A longer pause this time. Because you are not ready for what will answer. I swallowed, but the feeling didn't fade. If anything, it grew stronger. I lay back slowly, staring at the ceiling. The stone above me felt solid, safe. But beyond it, the sky stretched endlessly. And somewhere out there, something was listening, waiting. And for the first time, I wasn't just part of the academy anymore. I was part of something much bigger. Morning came too quickly. The barracks stirred before the sun fully rose. Dragons shifted, chains clinked softly, wings rustled against stone. I sat up slowly, still adjusting to the weight of everything. For a moment, I didn't move. Then I felt him. Vaelryn, not beside me, but present, clear, steady. You're awake. His voice rumbled quietly in my mind. So are you, I murmured. A soft pulse of amusement. I do not sleep as you do. I exhaled slowly, then stood. Today felt different, heavier, like something was about to begin. Riders, outside, now. The instructor's voice cut through the morning air, sharp, unforgiving. I stepped out into the training grounds. The sky stretched wide above us, clear, endless, waiting. Dragons lined the field, massive, powerful, unpredictable. Some riders mounted easily, confident. Others hesitated, hands shaking slightly as they climbed. I approached Vaelryn slowly. He lowered himself without being asked. Do not hesitate, he said. I'm not, I whispered. But I was. Just a little. I climbed onto his back. The moment I settled, the connection sharpened. Stronger than yesterday, clearer, like we were aligning. Today, the instructor called, you learn control. Not power. Control. A pause. Take to the air. The field erupted into motion. Wings spread, wind roared. Dragons launched upward, some smooth, others chaotic. Vaelryn didn't rush. Feel it, he said. Do not force it. I closed my eyes, just for a second. The wind, the pressure, the space around us. Then, I leaned forward slightly. Vaelryn moved. Not sharply, not suddenly. Smooth, controlled. We lifted into the air. The ground dropped away beneath us. My breath caught, but I didn't panic. I focused. Do not grip so tightly, Vaelryn said. I'll fall, I whispered. Not while I am here. I loosened my hold slightly, immediately. Everything felt different, less rigid, more connected. We turned, slow, precise. Around us, other riders struggled. One veered too sharply, another dipped too low, a third barely avoided colliding midair. Control, the instructor shouted. Then I saw him, Riven, already higher than the rest. Nixar moved like shadow and wind, effortless, precise, perfect. No wasted motion, no hesitation. I watched for a moment too long. Vaelryn corrected our balance instantly. Focus, he said. I am, I replied. But I wasn't. Not completely. Form lines, the instructor called. We shifted, some smoothly, others not. Hold position. The wind pushed against us. Dragons adjusted constantly. I focused on breathing, on feeling, not forcing. Vaelryn responded instantly to every shift, like he already knew what I needed. A sudden gust hit from the side, sharp, unexpected. One rider panicked. Their dragon jerked violently. Breaking formation, they spun. Too fast, losing control. "They're going to fall," someone shouted. Time slowed. I felt it again. That thread, pulling without thinking. I reached, just a little. The dragon steadied, just enough. The spin slowed. The rider regained control. No one said anything, but I felt it. Vaelryn, watching. "You did it again," he said quietly. "I didn't mean to," I whispered. "Intent does not change truth." "Bring them down." Dragons descended one by one. Some clean, some rough. Vaelryn landed smoothly, effortless. I slid down carefully, heart still racing. The riders gathered again. "That was harder than it looked," someone muttered. "I almost fell twice," another admitted. Dan stepped closer, arms crossed. "You were steady," he said. I blinked. I just followed him." His gaze narrowed slightly. No, he said. "You didn't." I didn't respond, because I didn't know how to explain it. Footsteps approached, measured, controlled. I looked up. Riven. Closer than before. Much closer. His gray eyes settled on me. "You adjusted midair," he said. Not a question. "I had to," I replied quietly. A pause. "That's not what I meant." My chest tightened slightly. He studied me for a moment longer. Then, "Be careful," he said. His voice wasn't harsh, but it wasn't soft either. "It's easy to lose control when you don't understand what you're doing." I swallowed. "I know," I said. He held my gaze for a second longer, then stepped back, leaving just as quietly as he came. The training grounds emptied slowly. Voices faded. Dragons returned to their stables. I stood there for a moment longer, thinking, feeling, that thread again. Stronger now, more real. "You are changing," Vaelryn said quietly. "I can feel it," I admitted. A pause. "Good," he said. "Because soon you will not be able to hide it." My breath caught. Above us, the sky stretched wide. Still, but not empty, not anymore. "Do you think Nyra's power is something she can learn to control, or something that will eventually control her? If everyone started watching you because of something you couldn't explain, would you hide it or face it?"